What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another deck profile. Going to be covering the one that I took this last weekend to my locals, and did surprisingly really well. We're once again playing some degeneracy, but it's okay. I'm fine with that. Um, I played Mystic Mine, and yeah, it did way better than I expected. I went 4-1. Got top four. I think we ended up splitting at the top, but I think when we did split, I was in third place. Um, so went 4-1. Um, yeah, did the deck did a whole lot better than I really thought it would. I just figured that I like annoying decks like this, but I also think that in like the current format with everybody adjusting to the new ban list and everything, I predicted that like everybody would be trying to put a whole bunch of monsters on the board, and negates on the board that were monster effects. And so I feel like mine is probably pretty good this format if your locals are something like that, which mine sort of are at the moment, for the most part. But yeah, deck does have its weaknesses, but it also has its strengths. Like I didn't lose a single game one all day, uh, and yeah, the deck was really good. Um, Matchup wise, round one was Altergeist. I won that one in two games to one. Round two was Chaos Thunder. That one was a 2-0. Round three was Cyber Dragon. That one also went to game three. I won that one 2-1. Round four was my only loss to Dogmatica Invoked. To a really good player at my locals who has his own channel called Savage Yugioh Judge. Check him out as well. But round five was Sky Striker. Ironically, Sky Striker playing Mystic Mine. We both had kind of a laugh about that, but so that's what the matchups were like and everything. So I guess without further ado, let's just get into the deck profile here. Starting with the main deck. Basically took a lot of inspiration on this from Jeff Leonard's most recent top list. Kind of the king dude of Mystic Mine, as it were. We played 3 Silent Wabi. If you've never seen this card in your life, I don't really blame you. It's a level 4 water fish that you can basically, almost like a kaiju, you just summon it onto your opponent's field if they have a monster or not. He has a couple effects. The first two are like activated ones where it causes life point gain and drawing of a card, but you kind of just want him to be a monster on the other side of the field. He also has a continuous effect that the controller of this card, their hand size limit becomes 3. And that did come up. I did have one player, I explained it to somebody, and then they did forget about it, so they had to ditch cards from their hand, which is kind of funny. So that effect remains. The others are activated. So if you go like Mystic Mine, and then this guy, you're in pretty much in shape at that point. The next monster that I played was 3 copies of Dimension Shifter. In theory, this card is way better than it really turned out. It is kind of just like a brick for me. In theory, I'd really like it against like stuff like Invoked and Dogmatica and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I think I don't think I would necessarily take it out. I just think it was a matter of me not seeing it at the right time. But making your opponent banish everything is pretty good. And then the last monster, only played 9 monsters, 3 Planet Pathfinder. This is just tributes himself for cost, and adds a field spell from deck to hand. So he's like Lone Fire Blossom for field spells. So that gets you to mine. And then the best card in the deck, everybody's favorite card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Mystic Mine. Very controversial field spell. I mean, I get it, but I'm also of the volition that this adds some balance to the game in some ways. Perhaps it shouldn't be at 3. I can kind of see both sides of the argument on that one. But I mean, in a day and age where like you can put up like 7 negates turn 1 and stuff like that, then basically you're making it so your opponent can't play that way. You can just if you could respond with this and just plant it onto the field, you're kind of sort of balancing it out a little bit. But yeah, I get why people don't like it. I think in the future, I don't think this card's very long for the world at 3, but we'll see. And then basically we need to get to mine, so we play 3 Pot of Extravagance. We play triple Pot of Duality, which actually did conflict with Silent Wabi at one point, but not a big deal. 3 Left Arm Offering, kind of an older card. You ditch. You have to have at least 2 other cards in your hand to apply its effect, but you discard your entire hand to search for any spell and add it to your hand. Any spell in your deck. And your deck is really mostly spells, so that's kind of okay. 3 Field Barrier. This is one of your targets that you would be getting with Left Arm Offering if you kind of had the setup that you really needed to have. If you had mine on board and you really just needed to protect it. Downside of this, though, and I guess a tip if you are playing against someone that is playing a deck like this, Cosmic Cyclone. This card says that a new field spell card cannot be activated. So if they Cosmic Cyclone your mine, this stays, and you can't like play the game anymore. You can no longer activate another copy of Mystic Mine. So it's basically like an instant win for the guy that Cosmic Cycloned. 3 Goddess Skull's Oracle. This is the one that stacks the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck. Kind of like, is it Spiral Gear Drones, if I remember right? You have to look at the top 3, put them in any order that you want. Funnily enough, I had 2 weird interactions with this. Against Altergeist, I had to stack Cosmic Cyclone, Imperial Order. And against Dogmatica Invoked, it was 3 Psyframe Gear Gamma. But yeah, just memorable things that happen in this sometimes boring game of playing Mystic Mine. 3 Demise of the Land. This is whenever your opponent quick play. Whenever your opponent special summons a monster, activate a field spell. It doesn't add, so they can't ash this. Yeah, it's really, really good. I'm just playing 2 copies of Prohibition because I did make a little bit of a change from Jeff Leonard's last list. I think this card is pretty good, but there's a lot of options that people can use on back row right now, and we just got 1 off of the ban list, so I think 2 is okay on this. You kind of don't really want to see 3 of it, and it's searchable off of Left Arm Offering anyway. 1 Terraforming, gotta get to mine. Win condition cards, Cauldron of the Old Man, and Final Countdown. This is definitely the best win condition. I used to play, when I played this deck like a long time ago, I used to play like 3 of this and none of this. This is way better. This is like, so you activate, you pay 2,000 life points, and in 20 turns you win the duel, essentially. So, and it doesn't stay on the field. Either they negate it or it happens. Whereas this gets counters and does like burn damage pretty fast, better than Wave Motion Cannon. But this is destroyable. This is, I don't know. It's okay. I won games with either. More often with this, people usually just kind of give up. Traps 3 of Ghost Rare Best Boy. One of my favorite cards in the game. Solemn Judgment. 3 Dark Bribe, because we really need to protect our field spell when Harpies is back. Last card in the main deck was 1 copy of Metaverse, because we need to get to mine. Side deck. In case I faced any big boards that actually had stuff that could negate me activating my spell, played Dark Ruler No More. I didn't have to use it, I don't think, all day, luckily enough. 3 Cosmics. I don't think I had to use this either, but this is like, I don't know, if I was facing something where back row would be annoying, like Eldritch kind of is a rough matchup here, with their traps and everything, so if I can just banish them, that's pretty good. The 1 Feather Duster, kind of for the same principle of back row. 3 Evenly Matched. Because, everybody's got to make me go second. 3 Curse Seal Forbidden Spell. This is an older card. If your opponent activates a spell card, it's a counter trap. If you have a spell to discard from your hand, you negate that spell, and your opponent cannot activate spells of the same name for the remainder of the duel. So, say if they did like Cosmic Cyclone, if you successfully stop a Cosmic with this, they can no longer play Cosmic for the rest of the game. And your deck plays a ton of spells. So I just have it in the side because I feel like people I think the main deck is pretty good as is, and people are just going to side in back row destruction for game 2. So in anticipation of that, I was playing 2 Waking the Dragon, and I'm thinking about swapping this out. I think it's cheeky and okay, but it's also kind of dumb, and I feel like might end up losing me a game at some point, because your win condition should probably just be mine. I feel like this deck is pretty good with just the 1 win condition, but it was there. For targets and the extra 3 Ultimate Falcon. I didn't resolve Waking. I feel like I said that with my entire sideboard pretty much. The only sideboard card that really came up was Evenly once and Cursed Seal once. But 3 Waking, 3 Ultimate Falcon, 1 Infinitrack Earth Slicer. He's just a big body, and when he runs over stuff, he gets it as material. For some fusions, we have 3 Last Warrior from Another Planet. If he's summoned, neither player can summon from then on. Then just another random big body is Ancient Gear Megaton Golem. He's 3,300, and I think they can't respond. I think they can't respond to his attacks or something. I don't know. Something stupid. You don't summon it. Just a big body, Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon for the meme, I guess. And Protoplant Triffivarutum? Triffivarutum. Protoplant Triff. 2 Megaclops. Again, just a big body. You play extra abs, so there's chances that you might get rid of all your Ultimate Falcons and stuff like that. Avermax, although you don't get his he's not link summoned, so you don't get all of his usefulness. You banished a lot of cards, so I was thinking maybe Zeroboros. It obviously never came up, and Boral Sword Dragon. So yeah, that was Mystic Mine. I like the deck a lot. It's just not something that I could play every week for sure. I would definitely get very tired of this. It's kind of boring only having 1 or 2 win conditions. Whereas in other decks, obviously you play the game in a much different way. So I don't know. I will play it again, maybe in a couple weeks or something like that, but I think we're going to go back to playing some normal decks. I'm very happy with how successful that it was. I think it's a big surprise, this format. Not a lot of people are going to be ready for it, so I don't know. Maybe try it out at your locals and tell me down below what your results and stuff were. So tell me what you guys think about the build, and if you want, please consider hitting that subscribe button down below. That'd be really, really cool. Shout out to everybody at my locals at Most Excellent Gaming. You guys are all awesome. And yeah, thank you so much, everybody, for watching. It really means a lot to me. My name is Mayaso, and I'll see you next time.